While the stage was collapsing, Tina Turner refused to stop singing. As 80,000 people fled in panic, she refused to let go of her microphone. That night in Barcelona, music history's most courageous performance unfolded. This is the never-before-told true story. July 15, 1992. Barcelona Olympic Stadium. The excitement of the Olympic Games had engulfed the city. The world was focused on Barcelona. But that night at the stadium, it wasn't an Olympic competition taking place. It was music history's most dangerous concert. Tina Turner's World Tour European leg's biggest show was in Barcelona. This concert was the culmination of 2 years of preparation. The completely sold-out Olympic Stadium, with 80,000 people, had been specially arranged for the concert. The stage had been constructed as a massive platform in the center of the stadium, 40 meters wide, 8 meters high, 200 tons of engineering marvel. Concert promoter Antonio Vargas saw this concert as the pinnacle of his career. Bringing a legend like Tina Turner to Barcelona wasn't easy. He recounts years later, "We negotiated for 3 years, found sponsors, got permission from the Olympic Committee. Every detail had to be perfect." This concert was going to be the biggest event in Spanish music history. Stage designer Heinrich Müller had been specially brought from Germany. Olympic stadiums are designed for sports, not concerts, Müller explained. Barcelona required a special engineering solution. Placing the stage in the exact center of the stadium would ensure that all 80,000 people were at equal distance. But a fatal error had been made in the stage construction. The engineering team had miscalculated Barcelona's extreme heat and the stadium's metal expansion. During the day when temperatures reached 38 degrees, the steel structure of the stage expanded excessively. As evening approached and temperatures dropped to 22 degrees, the metal began a rapid contraction. The steel support beams beneath the stage were subjected to deadly stress. Under this sudden temperature change, German engineer Heinrich Müller had conducted the final stage inspection that morning. "Everything was perfect," he remembers. "At our final check at 10 a.m., there were no problems whatsoever. But we hadn't calculated that Barcelona's summer would be this hot." During the evening hours, final preparations before the concert had begun. The stage crew was testing massive LED screens, adjusting the sound system, calibrating the lights. A technical crew of 200 people was working to ensure every detail was perfect. Tina Turner had come out for rehearsal in her specially designed concert costume. Black leather jacket, miniskirt, famous boots, every detail matched the iconic Tina Turner image. "Tonight is special," she had told the costume crew. 80,000 people will be watching me. I must be perfect." When the concert began, everything was perfect. When Tina Turner stepped onto the stage, in her iconic black leather costume, 80,000 people went wild. She opened with "What's Love Got to Do with It?" Energy reached the ceiling. The stage lights were dazzling. The sound system flawless. The first 3 songs went perfectly. The Barcelona crowd had created the most enthusiastic concert atmosphere in Spanish history. People had come from different cities, even different countries. Maria Gonzalez, sitting in the front row, had traveled 6 hours from Madrid. "It was my life's dream to see Tina Turner live," she recounts. "I had spent all my savings on the ticket. But 45 minutes into the concert, something began to go wrong. Stage technician Miguel Santos began hearing middle sounds in the control room beneath the stage." Miguel had been a stage technician for 20 years, one of Barcelona's most experienced professionals. He had worked on countless concerts, from intimate clubs to massive stadiums. His trained ear could distinguish between normal structural sounds and dangerous warning signs. At first, he thought these were normal temperature expansion sounds. But the sounds intensified with an alarming pattern. Crack, crack. Miguel suddenly jumped to his feet, his coffee cup clattering to the floor. These were sounds of metal fatigue, the kind that preceded catastrophic failure. His 20 years of experience told him this wasn't normal. Miguel began assessing the emergency with methodical precision. He grabbed his flashlight and ventured beneath the stage for inspection. The maze of steel supports that formed the stage's foundation normally provided security. Tonight, it felt like a tomb waiting to collapse. What he saw while examining the main support beams would freeze him in place. A 15-centimeter crack had formed on the main steel beam on the left side, a jagged line of metal failure. The crack wasn't just surface damage, it cut deep into the beam's structural integrity. Dios mío, Miguel's breath caught as he examined the crack. This wasn't just any support beam. This crack was on one of the main load-bearing supports, carrying 200 tons of weight in the exact center of the stage. If the crack grew even slightly, the entire stage could collapse, potentially killing the performers and crushing anyone beneath. On stage above, Tina was singing Private Dancer, completely unaware. 80,000 people were watching, mesmerized. Stage lights created dramatic shadows. With each step, Tina strengthened her connection to the stage. Every dance movement, every step, applied additional pressure to the damaged supports beneath the stage. Miguel grabbed his emergency phone. Emergency. Stage integrity problem. Stop the concert. Security Director Carlos Mendez's first reaction when he received Miguel's report was denial. Carlos had been working in concert security for 15 years and had never experienced such a situation. Impossible. The stage was checked this morning. Heinrich Müller personally approved it. Everything was perfect, but I can see the crack. Miguel insisted. 15 centimeters long, in the main support. Carlos's heart stopped. If the main support was cracked, this didn't just mean the stage collapsing. It meant Tina Turner's death. How much time do we have? I don't know. The crack is growing. Maybe 10 minutes. Maybe 10 seconds. Carlos quickly ran to the stage area. Tina had started singing, "We Don't Need Another Hero." The crowd was ecstatic. Interrupting this moment meant disappointing 80,000 people, causing a scandal in the Spanish media. But Tina Turner's life was at risk. Carlos went down beneath the stage and joined Miguel. The moment he heard the first metal cracking sound, his face turned white. The crack sounds were now coming at regular intervals. This wasn't just fatigue. The stage was really in danger of collapse. The crack is growing, Miguel showed him, sweating profusely. Look, now it's 20 centimeters. Carlos looked at the crack. The line on the metal was visibly growing. Each sound meant a longer crack. Call engineer Heinrich. Immediately. I called. We couldn't find him at his hotel. On stage above, Tina was at the peak of her performance. She was singing River Deep Mountain High, dancing on stage, mesmerizing the 80,000 person crowd. Each step applied additional pressure to the damaged supports beneath the stage. But Tina's performance energy was so high that she didn't notice the stage had begun to sway slightly. Carlos made the emergency decision. He rushed onto the stage, pulling out his microphone. "Miss Turner, you need to leave the stage. Emergency." Tina stopped singing mid-song, looking at Carlos. 80,000 people were trying to understand what was happening. Murmurs rising. Such an interruption had never occurred in concert history. Tina asked, turning off her microphone. "The stage could collapse. The main support is cracked. You must leave now." Tina Turner looked at Carlos, then turned to the 80,000 person crowd. These people had come for her, bought tickets, waited for hours. Some had come from different countries. A child in the front row was waving at Tina, about to cry because he thought the concert was being cut short. Tina saw that child. Then she saw an elderly woman sitting in a wheelchair. Then she saw a young couple wearing Tina Turner t-shirts. These people were her fans. They had come for her. "How many minutes?" Tina asked coolly. "We don't know. The crack is growing. We might have no time at all. How many minutes are left in my set? Carlos looked in shock. 8-9 minutes, but Tina turned decisively. Then I'll finish this set. No, this is suicide. But Tina had already turned on her microphone, addressing the crowd. There wasn't the slightest fear in her voice. On the contrary, she was speaking even more powerfully. Barcelona, we just had a technical problem with our stage, but I'm here for you, and we're going to make this night unforgettable. 80,000 people greeted this announcement with wild applause. Tina's determination had spread to the crowd as well. Carlos went down beneath the stage in horror. Miguel, she's decided to stay up there. Is she insane? The crack is 25 centimeters now. The stage could collapse any moment. Tina began singing the best, but this time it was different. The stage had begun to sway slightly. Initially it was imperceptible, but the sensitive microphone systems were picking up this vibration. Band members were exchanging worried glances. Bass guitarist James Norton had been working with Tina for 15 years, knew her very well. He heard a metallic sound on the left side of the stage. Drummer Kenny Moore, Tina's drummer for 10 years, noticed his drum kit sliding slightly. James shouted, turning off his microphone. The stage is swaying. But even if Tina had noticed, she seemed not to care. She was singing the song with great force. None of the 80,000 people noticed the stage swaying. But beneath the stage, Miguel and Carlos were in terror. The main support beam is seriously cracking. Miguel was shouting into the phone. Evacuation should be started. But there are 80,000 people. Panic will break out. There'll be a stampede. Hundreds of people could die. This stopped Miguel. Carlos was right. A panic of 80,000 people could be more dangerous than the stage collapse. In the exact center of the stage, beneath Tina's feet, the metal flooring panel began to visibly sag. It was now at a level visible to the eye. A 5-centimeter depression had formed in the center of the stage. Band members looked at each other in panic. Keyboard player Sarah Collins had been working with Tina for 8 years, but had never seen anything like this. The stage was really collapsing. She was the first to flee. She ran toward the back of the stage. "Sarah, where are you going?" Tina shouted. But Sarah didn't answer. She kept running. Then bass guitarist James Norton also dropped his instrument and ran. Despite his loyalty to Tina, he had to think about his own life. Drummer Kenny Moore hesitated. He looked at Tina, then at the collapsing stage floor. Then he ran too. Only Tina Turner remained on stage. 80,000 people watched this scene in bewilderment. Why were the band members running? What was happening? This wasn't a normal concert interruption. Something was going wrong. Tina gripped her microphone tightly, looked at the collapsing stage floor, then turned to the crowd. "Barcelona, we continue dancing with you." And she continued the best. Alone, on the collapsing stage. The stage was now visibly swaying. With each of Tina's steps, the platform trembled. 80,000 people began to realize the situation. The first dreams arose. The stage is collapsing. Run, Tina, get out now. Panic began. People started running toward the exits. But Barcelona Olympic Stadium was very large. The exit of 80,000 people would take a long time. A stampede could begin. Carlos ran to the stage. "Tina, you must come down now. The crack is 40 centimeters. Tina looked at him, then at the crowd trying to escape. People were in panic. Children were crying. Elderly people were falling. The woman in the wheelchair was trying to get out, with her friend's help. "No," Tina said decisively. "They'll panic even more. I'll stay here and calm them down." And she did something incredible. She walked to the exact center of the collapsing stage. "Barcelona," she shouted with a powerful voice. "Stay calm, men. Everything is under control." When 80,000 people heard Tina's voice, they stopped. The escape continued, but became more controlled. "I'm here," Tina continued. "Exit calmly. No panic." Tina finished her song. On the collapsing stage, alone, in front of 80,000 panicked people. The stage had now tilted dangerously, but was still standing. "We won't forget this night, Barcelona. We love you." And only then did she leave the stage. The moment Tina reached the edge of the stage, the main support beam completely collapsed. Crack! With a huge noise, half the stage collapsed. The 200-ton metal structure piled up, with a domino effect. If Tina had still been in the center of the stage at that moment, she would have been crushed under tons of metal. 80,000 people watched the collapsing stage in horror. Then silence fell. Then applause began. First a few people applauded, then hundreds, then thousands. Finally, all 80,000 people were giving a standing ovation. Tina Turner had completed her performance on a collapsing stage. No one had ever seen such courage that night. Barcelona newspapers ran headlines that would go down in history. El País, the Queen didn't stop singing while the stage collapsed. El Mundo, Tina Turner delivered music history's most courageous performance. La Vanguardia, woman who defied death in front of 80,000 people. ABC, Barcelona miracle, artist risked her life for her fans. Stage technician Miguel Santos says he can't forget what he experienced that night. Even 30 years later, "I've never seen such courage in my life." The stage was collapsing. Everyone was running. But Tina Turner didn't leave until she sang the last note. She is a true hero. Security Director Carlos Mendez. That night, thanks to Tina's decision, a major stampede disaster was prevented. When the panicking 80,000 people saw her in the center of the stage, they calmed down. Her courage saved thousands of lives. Band member James Norton said in his statement years later, "When the stage started swaying, we all ran. It was a normal reaction. But Tina, she was on another level. She risked her life for her fans. I started respecting her even more after that night." Drummer Kenny Moore. "I worked with Tina for 10 years, but I'll never forget that night. While we ran, she stayed. That's why she's a legend." The video recordings of that night are among the most valuable archive recordings in music history. They've been watched millions of times on YouTube. People can't believe Tina Turner's courage when they see it. Tina Turner herself described this incident in her final interview in 2018. "The only thing on my mind that night was my fans. They had come for me. I couldn't abandon them halfway. Whether the stage collapsed or not, I was going to complete that stage." Her answer to "Weren't you afraid?" had become legendary. "Of course I was afraid, but my fear of disappointing my fans was greater than my fear of losing my own life." After what happened at Barcelona Olympic Stadium that night, concert safety standards worldwide were reviewed. Stricter inspection rules were introduced for stage structures. Metal fatigue tests became mandatory. But most importantly, that night Tina Turner is remembered for the courage story she wrote in golden letters in music history. The woman who didn't stop singing while the stage was collapsing, the artist who risked her life for her fans, the hero who saved 80,000 people from panic. This story shows us that real courage isn't courage displayed when there's no danger. Real courage is the courage to do what's right, when everything goes wrong, when your life is at risk, when everyone else has abandoned ship. Tina Turner didn't just give a concert that night. She became a legend, a symbol of unwavering commitment to her craft and her fans. She proved that true artists don't abandon their audience, regardless of personal cost. In decades since that night, no performer has matched Tina's courage under extreme duress. Her decision to finish her set on a collapsing stage remains unparalleled. If this incredible courage story moved you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone who should know what real heroism means. Tell us in the comments, have you ever faced a moment in your life that required such courage? And don't forget to turn on notification bell for more amazing true stories about the heart behind music's greatest legends.